serve of this first national semifinal, and it's Lexi Dannemiller, the sophomore setter. And she starts out with the service ace, Point Texas. Kat Bell, the sophomore from Mesquite, Texas, an all Big 12 performer, coming back this year from an ACL injury. She did not play in last year's NCAA tournament. And the kill for the Wolverines, and Claire McElhaney, the fifth-year senior, and the only senior heavily in the rotation today for the Wolverines.
Calls that redshirt decision the best she's made in her life, making it all the way to the national semifinal.
Lindsay Lurg serves it up. Allison setting to the outside. Bailey Webster dug up by Lurg. And a look to Lexi Irwin, the top swinger for the Wolverines. She covers up the tip by Webster. Allison tries to play it over on two. Michigan's middle attack denied. Good diving get by Dannemiller. Block got a piece of the tip. Now here's Irwin. Bumped up by Molly McCage. The extended rally here early in this first set. The back set going to McElhaney, and she gets another one. Point Michigan.
If you're Michigan, you got to love how patient they were in that rally. Didn't feel like they had to end it early. And they're going to need some patience against somebody who touches almost 11 feet like Bailey Webster out on the left side. They defended her well to start.
Great flying dig, too, there by Dannemiller. That's the kind of acrobatic defense that Michigan's going to have to come up with all day. In the press row goes Dannemiller again. Allison, and sliding behind is McCage as she sets the middle.
We talked in the open about Michigan having to defend the hits over the attacks, over the block. So far, they've done a nice job. Bailey Webster has developed better vision, but she's not finding the open spots yet.
6'3", 6'3", and 6'3" quite often at the net for Texas. That net 7 feet 4 inches in women's volleyball. Looking for McElhaney, and she gets it inside the block of Webster. Point Wolverines. Back to serve now is Tiffany Morales. The libero is the defensive and serving specialist. They wear the opposite colored jersey. They cannot attack at the net. Missing wide on the swing, Shadair McNeil, Point Michigan.
And Coach Elliott talks about McNeil being the glue, the driving force on this Texas team. So they're going to look for lots of ball control from her, lots of offense.
Elliott's club, the champions of the Big 12 Conference. And the kill for Bailey Webster, and there's another good look at her ability to attack over the top.
She went right over the top, but it was a nice adjustment because she didn't hit it right to a defender in the back. She found the seam between two. That's what Michigan's going to have to work hard to defend.
Some substitutions for Texas. You do not always have your best players on the floor in college volleyball. A lot of times when they rotate to the back row, they'll rotate out of the match. Hence all the substitutions. A couple of good plays defensively by the Texas libero, Palmer. Point Longhorns.
And Coach Elliott's talking about how far Palmer has come along, how much more confidence she's playing with, how much louder she is in her communication. They like what she's doing.
Out of Kailua, Hawaii at 5'10".
And you could see that dig forced cross to try to hit in a different area. She went so far sharp, she made the error. So that dig leads to not 1 point, but 2. Good defense by Palmer.
Kat Brooks, the freshman out of Honolulu, serving for Texas, one of their defensive specialists. The tip in the middle from Jennifer Cross. And McNair able to use the block again for McNeil, another kill.
McNeil likes that one-legged approach. It's a layup approach, and the Michigan block just doesn't get their hands across the net in time.
Irwin stuffed by McCage. She'll go back out to Lexi. This time she'll finesse it with the tip. Loud lot of different weapons for Allison, the setter, to pick from. And there is Haley Eckerman, the Big 12 Player of the Year.
And Eckerman also taking the turn to go over the middle blocker, who's no slouch at 6'4", Jen Cross.
5-0 run here for the Longhorns. Back outside to Irwin. Lexi Irwin with the kill. The honorable mention All-American. For a Michigan team that finished tied for 6th place in the Big Ten. It speaks to how good the conference was this year, and also speaks to how good Michigan has been in the postseason, getting hot at exactly the right time. Another big-time swing from Eckerman, and right now the size advantage for Texas is huge.
The size advantage, the jump advantage, and the fact that these hitters are smart. They're not trying to hit straight down. They're hitting into the last 5 feet of the court. That allows you to go over when you have that advantage.
Dana Miller sliding behind was Cross. Another point for Texas on the swing of Haley Eckerman.
So far, the left sides for Texas much more terminal than Lexi Irwin has been. That's the huge advantage that Texas is going to try to exploit this whole match.
Back out to Irwin, and the Texas block is there. Good size on the outside.
It's a fearless swing, but it goes right into the hands of Shadir McNeil, who turns that right hand in. Stuff, point, Texas.
Timeout called for Michigan. Opening set of the national semis, and an 8-1 Texas run.
The NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship is presented by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We'll pick you up. And in part by Macy's.
Welcome back to Louisville. Texas leading Michigan in the first set. That's 3 of 5 for a berth in the national championship match. And for the Wolverines, well, they opened things off with the 3-1 win. Then they actually won here against Louisville, upset the Cardinals on their home court, and then got through Michigan State and the upset of Stanford in the regional final. And the Texas Longhorns, a lot of zeros on that right-hand side. They have cruised 4 sweeps to get here, and they made hasty work out of USC.
It's only been done once before in 6 rounds of NCAA play, University of Washington in 2005.
But a team has never lost a set en route to the championship.
Irwin getting blocked again. You can see McNeil is making some nice moves. She's reaching out and taking a little bit of line away from Irwin, mixing up her where she places her hands.
Irwin has 1 kill in 9 swings. Pancaked up by Allison. When we see here, Karch, the whistle, the double contact on Michigan, they are going to Irwin almost exclusively here.
They sure are, and she resorts to the roll shot here, which is a good shot, but very nicely read by the setter for Texas, Hannah Allison. Nice job to be ready for the off speed that Irwin uses so much.
Horns have taken 10 of the last 11 points, working on another, and the tip. Good adjustment in midair by Jennifer Cross, and a whack back down by Kat Bell. Point Texas, an 11-1 run in the opening set for the Horns.
And Michigan just doesn't have enough firepower to terminate the play, get the ball to the floor.
Dana Miller goes to Cross. The block was there waiting. Eckerman back out to Cross. Eckerman actually got the first touch on it and then ripped again by Bell. Michigan in a world of hurt here in the first. A 12-1 Texas run. Haley Eckerman leading the charge for the Longhorns.
The improbable win by the Michigan Wolverines, upset upsetting the tournament's #2 seed. For the first time in history, they are a national semifinalist.
Rosen was preaching to his squad that he would like them to dig with a little bit more range. He recognizes that Texas is hitting over the block, but he wants them to use their hands and go left to right a little bit better. And also, Karch, get all 3 hitters involved and really spread the ball out on offense.
Thank you very much, Maria. Maria Taylor, former standout at the University of Georgia, courtside with us here for the semis. Beth Mullins along with Karch Karai, and a great start for Texas. Back to Lexi Irwin, and there's a sound pound from Irwin after a slow start where she hit just one of her first 12 attempts.
And now finally Molly Toon gets to come in the game and bring some heat. She's been helping Michigan all throughout the postseason as Irwin goes back to the service line.
Irwin's transformation this year into the leader and the go-to player, instrumental in Michigan's advancement in this tournament. Into the net for Michigan, but Irwin at the end of last season was not even playing in the front row, Karch, and Coach Mark Rosen said, you coming back as for next year, you want to be a libero or you want to be a hitter?
And she said, I want to be one of the top outside hitters in the Big Ten Conference. And Coach Rosen was like, kind of a pause, okay. Sure. You serious about that? Because if you want it, you got to earn it. And she has earned it since then. Really hard work in the spring. Improved her game tremendously.
She was absolutely serious about it, to the tune of honorable mention All-America status. The regional most outstanding player last weekend for Michigan when they upset Stanford. Miller trying to attack out of the back, gets a touch on the other side.
And now that Irwin has come to the backcourt, Michigan's a little happier because they have more hitters to deliver their offense, to run their offense through. Irwin getting a good swing out of the middle of the backcourt there.
Well, Michigan trying to slow down that 12-1 run that opened up the advantage. Irwin again rolls it over the top. Down to dig it up nicely to save that play was Kat Brooks.
She's their emotional leader, and you could see it on her reaction from that one. But nice transition. Middle blockers have to block, get off the net quickly, back to that 3-meter line, then right back in the air. Very quick move. That's exactly what her job is.
Kat Bell, the emotional spirit, the big personality the coaches talk about on that side of the net for Texas. She's got 4 kills and 3 blocks already. As Michigan ping-pongs it around, point Texas.
And Michigan needs to do a better job of controlling the serves of Haley Ackerman and the rest of the Texas team. They have to